So as I already covered, I have explained you the different components or the different outliners of the research article. Now I am going to talk about the steps in research article. Before going that, let me take 5 to 6 minutes to explain about the review of literature. So I always suggest my students and colleagues to follow this method. Whenever you do your review of literature, you make the list of that reviews. Like as Sabira, can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, serial number like that. So serial number 1. So who is the author? You write here. Title, you write. Source, particularly year. Who is the publisher? Publisher means if it is the book, the publisher. If it is the title of that book, like that title comes here, the publisher comes here. If it's the journal comes here. If it's the institutions comes here. Since it is if it is article, you have to mention the page numbers. If it is the book, you have to mention the place. And then you, in that particular article, what are the methods, data methods followed or used, and then you identify the major finding in that article. And if there is a second outcome or the finding, you also mention that second finding. And if any suggestions given by that author, you mention that. Once you have make the list of this for 10-20 articles, then it is very easy for you to write the review of literature. And while writing, you can use this you can use this table. Once you have did, you can go for stop share. Okay. Yeah. Once again, let me share. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You can see now here I have the Microsoft Word. Just for the purpose of explaining you, I am using different colors. First, I am using the same informations. I'm writing the review. Prema Kumara, GS, something Jyoti or Sabira or Rajsri Madam. And then in his, her, in the article, in their article, you write the title. If there is a single author, use has, otherwise have, analyzed, examined, described, evaluated the energy security of issue or the subject matter. Asian countries by using 5-dimensional 6 indicators. You're talking about first the author, second title, third part is the focus of the article that you're writing. And then you can also talk about the methodology, what methods and what methods are the scope of the study. You talk about that. And then you can also go for the outcome of the study, that is in red. The study has found that so and so. And then the study, if there are seconds, the study also found that, you can give the outcome of the study. So the study has given any specific suggestions like this. The study has suggested improving the energy security by reducing energy dependency. So you can also suggestion given by the author of the article, not you. Okay. So once you have given, you can give the reference here itself. Right? So how to give the reference? It's very, very easy. For example, okay, after this assumes that this paper is written by me and Shabira madam. Shabira madam is there. Okay, madam, shall I use your word? Your
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So in the there is one reference. It is
References side.
Yeah, reference.
Source.
Yeah, you go to reference. Once you go to the reference, there are here it is. You can see if you are watching in the laptop or computer, you can see there is one APA style, and there are many styles as I already told, right? Like that APA, Chicago, there are many styles. So we follow always this APA style, okay, APA. So once you have followed this APA style, then you can go for the insert slides. Insert slides citation. As I've already given many names just to show in classes. So add new source, you go to add new source. Once you go to the add new source, look at here. There are many things. Look at here, book section, not book, okay. Book section, that means edited books, article in the edited book, journal article in a periodical, conference proceedings, report. Not only that, website, document from website, electronic source, art, sound recording, performance, film, interview, patent, case, even case in the court, that also miscellaneous. So for each and everything, there is a different style. That's what I'm showing you. If you are in the journal article, you have to give the author name, title, journal name, year, pages. Okay, for example, if I write my name, Prema Prema Kumara, in the bottom it is showing how to write your name. This is comma. And then GS. Okay, once my name is closed, completed, I have to give semicolon. And then space, second name, Shabira, comma, F, Firdos. Right? The name is written, title, women empowerment. Is it okay? Shabira?
Sir, yes, sir.
Women empowerment in India. Okay. So here also it is showing how to write the title. Each of the first letter should be in capital. Look at here. In is in small letter. I, India, I capital. And then journal name. I just write the Indian Journal of Development. Year 2023. Right? And then pages 12 to 21. So for while writing, it shows how to write. Once you are given, okay, look at here, say okay. See here, it is already inserted. Automatically it has come. Right. Wherever you want, you can paste this reference. For example, say I want here a reference. Okay. So I have to go to reference again, bibliography. What are all the reference I have already given? Everything will come. Look at here. Prem Kumar and Shabira. You can see here. It's in style. Prem Kumara, comma, G, full stop, comma, and Shabira, and I have not written there. So I have not written within bracket here. Women empowerment in India, full stop. Indian Journal of Development, it's in italic. After that, comma, and then 1221. So everything will be given in style. This is inbuilt software in Microsoft Word. You can use practice. Okay, there are YouTube channels which can help you to give the reference, how to give the reference. So that's why I have taken this. I think in the documentation class, they could have been told you all these things. Sabira?
Sir?
In the documentation class, they could have been told, discussed all these things. No?
No, sir, you only
Okay. Let me go for one more thing, that is sample size determination. Okay. Let me share my Excel. Can you
Lancy sir had just mentioned about this, sir.
Huh?
Lancy sir had just mentioned about application wherein we can find out sample size, but he did not show us how to find out.
Okay.
If really downloadable.
Formulas for fixing the sample size.
Yeah.
One is the formula for the large population. Second one is the formula for the small samples, small populations, not sample, small population. The population more than 10,000 is considered to be large population. The population less than 10,000 is the small population. If your sample size is more than 10,000, you can use only one formula. That is this one. S is equal to Z square into P into 1 minus P divided by whole divided by E. This formula that you can use. Okay. If your sample size is small, like only population itself is 500 doctors in a city, it is not 10,000. Okay. So the experts in the city, not 10,000, more than 10,000. Then you have to use some formulas. One formula, this S, and another formula, AS, adjusting sample size. N divided by 1 plus N divided by S into S. Here the S is sample size already what you have determined by using this formula. And then you are adjusting that sample size to your population, because your population is not large, it's very small. Here the N means the population, the limited population. So that is the formula you can use. And as you all know, in testing the hypothesis, we always go with 95% of confidence and only 5% of margin of error. So and we write the difference is significant at 5% level. What is the meaning? That you are rejecting the null hypothesis and accepting alternative hypothesis, and therefore you have to have a lot of confidence to reject the null hypothesis. While rejecting the null hypothesis, you should not make any error. So error in the sense margin of error. That is the level of significance. So therefore, there are two parts here. One is confidence, another one is margin of error. So here the confidence is 95%. Look at the A column. I am keeping 95% confidence. Look at here, 95% confidence, right? And I'm keeping the error only 0.05, meaning 5%. Confidence is 95%. Error is 0.05. And the P P is expected P, that is population proportion. It is different. For example, so what is the, in the last some of the few days, some of my students asked, sir, what is my population proportion? For whom you are discussing? Sir, I am discussing about the investors. Investors, how many investors may be in the population? Only 10 to 5%, 10 to 11, 15% or 20%, not more than. So teachers, university teachers are the UGC teachers. How many university teachers in the population? There may be only in Mysore district or in Karnataka. So around 3,000, 4,000, not 10,000 and above. Am I right? So like that, whenever we have the proportion of the characteristics of our population, we need to mention that what is the percentage of population exists in the total population. When we're talking about the farmers, 40%. When you're talking about the service sector, it is 17%. When we're talking about the industry, it is 28%. So like that, you have to mention the proportion of the population. So if you're talking about the women, 50%. So when you talk about the women, only women, it is 50%. Am I right? I think you got my point. So when you talk about the women, maximum is 50%, not 60%. Right? So the maximum expectation is only 0.5, not more than that. When it's the expectation is 50%, the remaining is 50%. When the expectation is 40%, the remaining is 60%. When the expectation is only 10%, the remaining is 90%. And that is the formula, P into 1 minus P. P is expectation, remaining is 1 minus P, whatever is left, because total is 1. Right? So you have to mention this, what is the population expectation? What is the proportionate of population having the features you are going to collect the information. So when you talk about the farmers, as I told, 45%, that is 0.45. When you talk about women, it is only 0.5, not more than that. When you talk about the remaining maybe 90%, but the expectation is not more than 50%. The remaining may be 0.9%, but expectation is only 50, maximum is only 50%. Okay, for example, special doctors in the Mysore city. I maybe get only 200 doctors, special doctors, not more than that. Then I have to, within that I have to fix characteristics or the doctors. So only 10% of the doctors or the 5% of the doctors. So that is the expectations. So for fixing the population sample size, this is very, very important. And then one more thing, Z square. Z square, it is the distribution square at 95% of confidence and 5% of margin of error. This is fixed. Z score is fixed. It is 1.96 at 95% of confidence and 5% of margin of error. The Z score is fixed. It is 1.96. Clear? So what is the next thing we have? Only you have to mention this one, because 95% it is a rule you have to follow. 5% it is also a rule you have to follow, and Z square by default it will be given, right? Then what you have to decide? You have to decide only this population proportion. What is the population proportion in the total population? That is the only thing you have to mention. If you go with 0.5, that is good, 5, fantastic, because most of the theories says that is the maximum limit. 50% is the maximum limit, so that you can go. It's fine. If you know specifically the proportionate, then you have to change here. Okay. So using that 1.96, the square of that Z square becomes 3.84. If this is 0.1 meaning 10%, otherwise you can write 0.05%. If it is becomes 0.05, immediately this becomes 0.095. And multiplication of this P into 1 minus P becomes 0.045. And substituting everything, this error, the square of error is 0.0025, right? And ultimately, when you substitute all those things to this equation, your sample size is only 70 to 73. Your sample size is only 70 to 73. Your sample size is 73, right? And you assumes that there are only 5 doctors in your this one, what you call area, in your region. There are only 500 doctors. If we again adjust only for 500, how many doctors I have to take? You need to take only 63. There are only 100 doctors. You have to take only 42. Out of 100, you need to take only 42. So this is how easily you can determine the sample size. So this is what I wanted to tell you. So once you follow this, I have already shared this Excel sheet with the Nanjundappa sir, Nanjundaswamy sir. You ask him, he will share with you. You can use this Excel sheet freely, and you can fix whenever you want to fix the sample size. You can follow this slide. That's all. Okay. Let me one more time. Let me come back to my presentation. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Sir, can you see this PPT, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let me come to a continuation of my talk about steps in writing articles. In the morning session, in the first session, I have covered almost all the major outliner of the article. Now I am going to discuss about what are the steps that you can follow for writing the articles. As I have already mentioned, while you are writing a scientific paper, you need to follow some procedure. So otherwise it becomes very difficult because the journals are very particular about the style and the format. That's why in detail I have discussed that, what do you call, sorry. Yeah, in detail I have discussed the outliners. The very first step in the writing the research article is to tentatively finalize the title. This is very, very important because you should know on what topic that you are going to write the research article. Okay, how you can finalize your article title? So there is a method. You know your discipline. If your discipline is economics, definitely you will try to write the articles related to economics. And then special area. So in economics, if I wish, I can write in the area of infrastructure. Within the infrastructure, energy. Energy was once I have confirmed, yes, energy. So what are the issues related to that energy? I have to finalize. Okay, I have to focus. Okay. So how can I finalize this? Take 1 or 2 weeks to see how the titles have framed in the previous works. Okay. Just to take 1 or 2 weeks just to see how the titles have written related to energy in the previous articles. Very specific. For example, if you're talking about the democracy, related to democracy, how the authors, the previous authors have given the titles. You go and see the titles 1 or 2 weeks. So just by seeing the titles, you will understand what are the issues have covered, what are the subject matters have covered, what are the scope of that articles, what is the contemporary relevance of that articles, titles, everything. So that you have to see the previous articles for finalizing the titles. You may take 1 or 2 weeks. Okay. Once you have collected 20-30 articles, sorry, you can go for you can finalize the title. So where you can find, nowadays it is very easy. You have a lot of .in, .com, .org, .com, libraries, subject related websites like REPEC, Ideas, SSRN, Science Direct, Sodhganga. We have plenty of online sources for searching for articles. This is very, very easy. You can go and search for the articles you will get. Okay. So the next step is to identify the works of the same kind or related. As I told, energy. You collect 10 to 20 research works related to energy. If you're talking about the women empowerment, you collect 20 research articles related to women empowerment. If you're talking about the development and inequality, you collect 20 articles, very recent ones, not the too far, very recent articles related to women empowerment or the inequality or the development. Once you have 20 works, you prepare a chart or a table for previous works. As I have already shown the table format of the review, you prepare that a chart or the table for previous works. Once you have prepared that chart or the table, you prepare a note on each paper, what each paper writes, what is the focus of each paper. I have given there as the issue. Identify the group of identical works. So those are the works which have used the same kind of data, the works used the same methodology, the works which have used same techniques, the works which are having the same arguments, same kind of findings. So you make the separation of the articles. Okay. Once you make the separation of the articles, then you can prepare a draft review of literature. So this is very, very beginning of your writing research article. So first, tentatively have an idea of title, then search for the same related titles in the Google or in different web sources. Once you have collected 20 related articles, so by using that articles, you prepare a chart of the reviews, write a note on each paper so that your thinking capacity will be improved, your logical sequencing of the issues will be improved. Once you have done that, writing the note for each of these, for what? For about data, methodology, techniques, arguments, and findings. Then you can prepare a draft literature or review of literature. Okay, then next steps. Review of literature, definitely it will help to writing introduction. When you have read the introduction of the 20 articles, you will be in a position to write introduction for your paper. So you can write about the importance, relations, interdependence, causes and consequences. And that becomes the base for your paper. And then you write the draft introduction. Then development of research methodology. Already you identified what data have used, what methodologies have used. So data, techniques, models, and designs. Write the first draft of methodology. Not introduction, it is the methodology. Okay, once you have designed the methodology, you have to be very, very sure about the availability of the data. Because yes, we are talking about the democracy. Where will you get the data? Whether you get the data from the what you call secondary sources or from the primary source. That's also very, very important. So whether if you are followed depending upon the secondary sources, where will you get that data? Will the data available? Is it authenticity of the data? Adequacy of data? Comparability of data? And the usability of data? Yes, the data is there, but you cannot download it. Then there's a problem. You should not do like that. So therefore, you have to be very sure about the source of data, adequacy of data, authenticity of data, and the comparability. Because if you are making the comparison of one state with another state, you are getting data related to Karnataka, yes, you will get data. But if you are not getting data for Tamil Nadu or Gujarat, then you cannot make the comparison. So therefore, you have to be very sure that you will get the needed data, sufficient data. Okay. So once you have got data, already you have written your draft introduction, and already you have written your review of literature, already you have written the draft methodology. Now you are also very, very sure that you will get data and you have obtained data. Okay. Once you got data, directly you can obtain the results because you already written the methodology, what techniques you will do, how you will interpret, and how you are analyzing. Everything you have written already in methodology. So therefore, once you got the data, directly you can go for the obtaining the results. For example, I'm going to make the comparison of wage in Karnataka and wage in Tamil Nadu. So I collect the information from the labor department, wage in agriculture in Karnataka for the last 10 years, wage in agriculture in Tamil Nadu for the last 10 years. Once I got the data for both, directly I'm going to use the t-test to make the comparison between independent t-test, to make the comparison between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu to find the difference, whether the difference is significant or not. So for that, I'm using t-test. So that once you know, yes, I have to use t-test. First, I use descriptive. What is the average wage in Karnataka? What is the average wage in Tamil Nadu? What is the deviation in the wage in Karnataka? What is the deviation in Tamil Nadu? What is the growth in wage in Karnataka? CAGR, compound annual growth rate, calculate. Tamil Nadu, calculate. Make the comparison, everything. Okay. At last, you have to make the absolute comparisons. Sorry. Then you know you have to use t-test. Manually, you can calculate, not a problem, but you can't do that because you cannot go in the paper. You can only put the results. So if you are good, you can use softwares. Otherwise, you can take the help of the people, those who know how to use the software, and then you can obtain the results. The how you obtain the results, that is not important. Obtaining results is important. So probably Lances sir have told about the spaces, how to use the spaces and how to get the results and how to present the results in the form of tables, how to construct the tables by using these results. Okay, I am not going for that. How to obtain the result and how to construct the results. SPSS is the one software where you can get the statistical results. For if you are belonging to economics, for economics participants, you use data, STATS data. For the econometric analysis, always use A-views, econometric use. If you're comfortable, you can use R software. If you're comfortable, you can also use Gretel. So there are plenty of softwares. Only thing you should know is that what techniques I have to use and what result I expect. If you know that softwares are readily available, you can get the results. Okay, once you got the results, you construct the tables. So construct the tables here. You can present the tables as you got the results. Otherwise, you see the previous works, how they have made the present, how they have presented the data in the form of tables. Okay, that's also very, very important. How they have presented the data or the results in the table format. Go and see. Already have seen the previous research work. Again, you can see table. You construct the tables, and if you want to present the data in the form of graphs, construct the graphs. So there are in Excel sheet, you have amazing graphs. You can use Excel sheet or you can use Origin software for the graphs. And then I have already told interpretation and results. So for the interpretation, you can follow status explanation, difference explanations, relation explanation, impact analysis, or the association analysis, or an econometric way of analyzing the things. Okay. So interpretation, the results, write the draft analysis, conclude the work. And now you prepare the abstract. Once you have completed, your draft paper has completed. Now you write the abstract because you have already concluded. In the conclusion, you have one or the two findings. In the conclusion, you have mentioned the subject matter of the paper. In the conclusion, you have also mentioned the suggestions and also given the suggestion. So therefore, once you have concluded, you can directly go for the preparation of abstract. So, and then within the article, you see the keywords, identify the keywords, and don't forget to give references, because without reference, your paper will not be completed. So this is the checklist. See, once again, before you finalize your paper, see, is there any ambiguity in the title? The writer should not be like questioning exclamatory. So is there any problem in the title? Because the title is very, very important. And you see the keywords are given, the appropriate keywords are given or not. You see that. Need the classification of the paper, because some of the journals, they expect the JLE classification. For example, if I talk about energy, it comes under the 53, Q53. If I talk about sustainable development, it comes under the Q49. So if I talk about the microeconomics, it comes under the E126. So something like that, you need to classify. You have to mention the classification number. Sometimes because of that, they can reject your paper. So therefore, it is readily available. You can Google it. So where the JLE classification comes for the labor or the wage, that shows. Okay. And then whether you have the objectives of the paper are concise and clear. Have you really implicitly written the objectives? So you see that, because that's also very, very important. And then clarity in the abstract, as I told, importance, status, methodology, findings, suggestion, conclude implications, and concluding. Okay, in the abstract. And then logical sequence of the arguments, whether they're logically correct. So and then you also check whether the objectives of the paper are fulfilled. You have told comparison of wage between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, but you have not made the comparison test. Then it is incomplete. So it should not be. So there should be, your paper has to address objective, fulfill the objectives of the paper. So clarity in the conclusion. So whether the tables and graphs are in the appropriate style and position, because position is also important, because some of the journals expect the table has to come in the body of the article. Some of they ask to present in the different format and in a different link. So you have to be very careful about that. And then sources are given for all the tables, references are given for all the citations are properly cited. So that will avoid the plagiarism, because nowadays all the research articles will be seen for the plagiarism. So if your paper is more than 30% of plagiarism, having plagiarism will not be published. Okay. Now, the third part of my presentation, how and where to publish. How and where to publish. How, meaning it is open access, print, conference volume, right? Or even ISBN number, meaning book, or ISSN number, journals, or previously it was UGC list ABCD, but now it is UGC care list group 1 and group 2, and they are making mandatory for publishing the articles for your promotion. Am I right? So you have to publish in UGC care list group 1 and group 2. If you want to publish in group 1, group 2, your research article should follow what are all the things I have told till now. You have to be very particular about each of the point I have mentioned. If you have fulfilled all those points, definitely you can publish your paper in UGC care list group 1, group 2. Okay, let me go to where I can get this UGC care list, where I can see what are all the journals available to make the publication my paper. Okay, so this is UGC care group 1 journal. Okay, the total number of journals under each subject you can see here. Science, in the group 1 there are 329, social sciences 265, arts and humanities there are 311, multidisciplinary listed under group 1 36, languages 200, meaning even in the group 1, excluding the science, excluding language, under social science, humanities, multidisciplinary, you have more than 400 journals, 600 journals. There are 600 journals in group 1 for your publication. Okay, I am sure that there are journals which are discipline specific. They publish only economics, they publish only political science, they publish only sociology, they publish only other things, history, something like that. But most of the social science journals will publish your article. And then UGC care group 2. So the total approved journals. So Web of Science, under the Web of, there are 2 sections. Web of Science. So under the Web of Science, Arts, Humanities, 21,371. Science, 22,000. Social Science, 22,000. Scopus, 41,000. There are plenty of journals which are readily available for publishing your paper. Most of the times people tell, oh, there are no journals to make publication, there are very limited number of journals in UGC care list. Where is the limitation? I'm mentioning in thousands. The journals in thousands. Okay, if you have any doubt, see, in the social sciences, UGC care list group 1, social science, I have told there are 314 journals, right? See, this is the first journal, Akta University Economics and Business. Okay, this is the first journal. Let me go to the last journal. Look at here, 314. Yale Law and Policy Review, 314. Meaning all the 314 journals are listed under social science. So economics journals are there, political science journals are there, law journal, feminism journals, policy journals, review journals. There are 314 within the care list 1. So there are plenty of journals you can publish. So like that, even in the group 2, 2,800. Look at here. So, okay. Now the question is how to reach UGC approved list. Sir, okay, sir, you are showing. How can I go, sir? It's very, very easy. You directly go to visit the official website of UGC Care. That is http UGC Care. Or directly go to UGC. Just you write UGC. Okay. Then register yourself by submitting your name, mobile number, and address. Okay. Just you register. After completing your registration process, again you log into the website. Once you log into the website, now you can search for the journals that are categorized in the UGC care list 1 and 2. Okay. At this point of time. So you can go search for it. Once you log in, you can go and search for the journals like this. You can go for each journals, you can go for, and directly you can also go to see the actual journals. You can also see. You can also see the actual journal. You can see, but my sincere request, don't ask someone for publishing your paper. You yourself correspondence your paper with the management of the journals or the correspondent of the journals. Definitely you have a better chance for publishing your paper. Definitely, I'm telling you, you have 100% of chance, not 99. If you followed all these procedures, what I have told, you will have 100% of chance to make the publication. But there are fake journals. There are fake agencies will mislead you. They ask for 5,000, 10,000, 8,000. Give me your article. I'll publish in very famous care list journal 1, care list journal 2. And they will publish in a very fake journal. And there is that journal is nowhere exist in the care list. That's the problem you are facing. There are fake agencies, there are fake journals. So therefore, it is always better you go to UGC website, see that journal whether it is exist or not. If that journal is exist, the name is available, the number is available, the email of that journal is available. For example, for this one, look at here, the journal classification, JEL classification, this one, and the title is there. Everything is given. You can see the complete details of that paper. Right? Sorry. So therefore, you directly contact the publisher. Don't allow others to make publication on behalf of you. That is the only sincere request from my side. I think it is already 12:38. At what time I have to stop? At 1. Okay. Friends.
1 o'clock, sir.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. So I have to give 15 minutes for discussion, Subira?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have to give 15 minutes. Okay. I think I am completing. Let me recap once again. This is practical explanation. I'm not going to do. If you want, I can explain whatever the things you want. I can explain. Already I have shown how to give the reference, and I also shown how to fix the sample size. So therefore, I'm not going back to that again. Right. Let me conclude and summarize what I have discussed from morning. Friends, as I told, publishing and teaching, these are the two primary roles of the teachers in the UGC system. If you want to exist and excel, you have to write and publish. Keep writing, keep publishing. So that gives you a kind of thrill to your academic life. Definitely you will enjoy it. Once you written on your own, once you published on your own, the enjoyment you will get, the satisfaction you will get, that is immense. I will tell you, that's immense. Once you get that kick will make you to write another paper and publish the plenty of papers. You can publish plenty of papers in your lifetime. So therefore, what you need to do, just you follow some procedures. As I've already mentioned, please follow all these rules and regulations, the methods what I have told. Friends, since morning I have told you, it is very, very important to understand the outline of the article. Whenever you talk about an article, the article, it includes the title, abstract, introduction, and then review of literature, methodology, results and discussion, or the results and interpretation, and results and analysis. Okay, analysis, and then conclusion, and lastly, it is references. So these are the important things an article will include. Along with it also, it is important for some of the journals to give the references in a style. It may be APA style, it may be Chicago style, or it may be some other style. And for the particular art journals, it is also mandatory to give the keywords. So therefore, you need to identify some of the keywords and you have to mention. And for some of the journals, it's also very, very important to mention JEL classification. Under what classification your articles will come. So these are the important things. So titles, abstract, keywords, classification, introduction, review of literature, methodology, results and analysis, conclusion, references. So 10. You keep it in mind. You count always. You search for these 10 always in any article. If your article consists of all these 10, meaning it is 50% okay for publication, whether the subject or the discussion or the standard of the paper, whatever it may be. If it consists of all these 10, it is having the capacity for the publication. That is the first thing. The second important thing, it is not only having these 10. How these 10s are presented in your paper, that is also very, very important. For that, doing review of literature is very, very, very important. Because if you sincerely do the review of literature for the 20 articles, minimum of 20 articles, previous recent 20 articles, definitely that reading of 20 articles will help you to write a very scientific, systematic paper. Definitely you will be able to finalize your title, writing the abstract for your paper, and you will be able to write the review of literature, and you can easily write the methodology, and you will be able to get the output, results output, and discuss it. And you can systematically write the conclusion, and you will be able to give the references. So that your presentation of the information is also systematic and scientific. Once it is systematic, scientific, and relevant to the contemporary issue, then the chances of publishing is 90%. Because you have all the 10. And at the same, all the 10s are presented in a very systematic and scientific way. And lastly, why that is 10% is remaining? It needs your effort to publish it. It needs your effort. You have to go and search. for the journals and the publishers. You have to go and search the journals and publisher, and you communicate with them. You mail with them, you call him or call her, discuss, and once they have accepted, you send your paper. If it is returned back for the review, so they will specifically tell you what needs to be changed. You change accordingly, again resend. If you fail, if you are not able to revise that paper, you get the help of your colleagues or friends or some experts. There is no wrong in that. Again, you resubmit, but you only resubmit. Definitely your paper will be published. So this is my strong belief. If you are sincere, you definitely can write a very good research article and you can make it published in a UGC careless 1 or 2. So this is what I have covered since morning. Hope I have not disappointed you people, and I think this is the last session. Last session of this 1 week course. Probably afternoon you may be having the closing session, not the classes. Nagaraj sir. I think afternoon ಏನು classes ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಇದೆ ಸರ್, one session ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
One session ಇದೆ. Okay. So right. So
3
now friends, I stop at this point and now it is the class is open for the discussion. You can ask any questions or you can suggest something or you can add something. Now it's open for the discussion. Kavita madam, Pallavi madam, Jaya Prasad, Babu sir, Surender. Yeah. How was the class? Was it useful or not?
Useful, sir.
Useful, sir.
And you are not asking any question or suggesting or helping me to improve myself.
ಒಂದು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಲ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಇದೆ ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಆಯ್ತು.
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್.
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Just a minute. Can you see this?
sir.
Yeah.
ಅದೇ ಇದು ಕಳಿಸಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.
You can see here. Okay. Right. Yeah. To see this, this is the 5th International Conference on Asia Development, Asia Economic Development. So title, measurement of energy, starting from title, and it was the proceedings and abstract. So format of just I'm showing the format. Abstract. In the abstract, you can see here in the first part, it is written about the importance. And the second, what the present study is going to analyze. And then how it is going to be written. And lastly, the usefulness of the paper, findings and usefulness of the paper. Abstract. And then keywords, energy security, energy system, energy balance, CO2, keywords, JL calculation, classification, where it comes exactly, and then introduction. So these are all the inbuilt references I have given. Introduction, and then review of literature, and then conceptual framework if you have, and then measurement, methodology, analysis, results and analysis. So these are the results and analysis. I am presenting in the form of graph as well as in the form of table. The results table converted into a specific style in which I want, in which format I want, and source already given for each and everything, right? At the end, it is the conclusion. Yeah. It's a very lengthy paper, already published. Yeah, lastly, it is conclusion and reference in APA style, completely in APA style. Okay. So you can go for second paper, then also you can see the same thing. You can see. So most of the standard articles will have the same pattern of presentations. Compulsorily title, abstract, keywords, classification, introduction, review of literature, methodology, analysis and discussion, conclusion, references. And table formats perfectly has to be followed, graphs has to be followed. So if you're sincere, definitely it's easy for you to publish the paper. Okay. Any questions? Again, we have last 7 to 8 minutes.
How we can find out the classification of the paper, sir?
Madam, in any Google, you can go and just mention the classification of paper related to, for example, you tell me one area of your interest. Research interest.
Folk
Subject.
performing. Folk performing. Folk performing arts.
Performing art. So you write performing art, JLE classification. That will show you. It is listed. There is an agency which lists all the research topics. If you write O, yeah, for example, energy, I have written O53, Q40, and E3 in my article. So they are the titles. One is clean energy, one is sustainable development, another one is economics, infrastructure economics. So that is the classification I have given. So you can get it. In
Okay,
Google, just you type it, you will get it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. There are very seniors, Dr. Sujata, and then Mirjay sir is there, Deshwar sir, very senior persons are there. You can help me in improving so that we can add something. You can add something. If you have additional information, you can add. Sabira, Nagaraj sir?
Yes, sir.
Yenidinamma?
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಿ ಅಂತ.
ಕೇಳೋದು ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಬರ್ಸೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕೇಳೋದು.
ಏನಿದ್ರು ಓಷನ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಇವನ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಂದ್ ಸಣ್ಣದಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬರೆಯೋ ತಪ್ಪು, ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬರೀಬೇಕು.